Good morning, my little lovelies. At least for me. It's 53 degrees in Burbank, and it's cold, cold, cold. Do you have 2 feet of snow where you are? Can you not see through the rain? Can you not see through the hail? I'm so sorry. I'm here on the West Coast. Alden's not. It's Anytime with Ken and Alden. I'm Ken. That's Alden.
I'm Alden. It is not anywhere near 52 degrees here in Central Florida. It's the mid to high 70s, and it feels like butt. Nobody likes it here. The winter is long dead. We are basically in early summer.
A winter's day, and we all feel like butt. Okay. Great song.
Yeah. Exactly.
Wilma Clay says it's nice 77 degrees here today. Everyone's getting here. Look, I made another one of my unforced errors, and I put the show starting at 11 p.m. So here's the thing, okay? If you see, first of all, shout out to David and Ethan and producer Steve, who said, hey, you set the wrong time. I was out this morning at an event. I didn't get a lot of the messages till a little bit ago. If you see that Anytime with Ken and Alden is starting at 11 p.m. Pacific, you know that I have made an error in setting up the live stream and the show's on at 11. Okay? Just that's all we need to know.
Dude, you are it's so funny to me when you and I, independently of each other, handle things the exact same way. Truly proof that in many ways you have adopted me, because a couple weeks ago this happened, and it was Eli. Shout out Eli, who's probably here in the chat. There he is right now. He texted me and said, hey, just so you know, the stream says 2 a.m. Eastern instead of 2 p.m. Eastern. And I was like, Eli, in what world would Ken Knapsack ever be doing the show at 2 a.m. Eastern? Like, if you see that and you're smart enough to know this, trust, it's fine.
I mean, I appreciate, as David Mackay says, at least that twat Dave isn't here to rub your nose in it. No, I don't think anyone's rubbing their nose in it. I run 4 YouTube channels mostly at once. And so yesterday I made 3 separate live stream links. And when I did that, you just forget to toggle. It's a toggle thing. But anyways, Box Office Jack says I miss West Coast time because it's the best time. And I'll stand by that to the end of my days, you East Coasters. You East Coasters who have to watch Monday Night Football at 8 o'clock at night, losers. I watch it at 5 and I get my day still. All right? Best Coast, Alden.
I never thought about, okay, so when you were a kid, and I'm sure this maybe has changed over the years, but so when did Raw start? 93? Did you used to watch Raw more around like 5? Or
no,
4?
because that was cable, the days of cable. So USA would air it at 9. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Got it. So it was live on the East, and then you guys got playback.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I think
Before
now
live
it's
sports
simulcast, obviously, everywhere.
Right.
Streams.
I kid, but I don't. I never want to move from the West Coast. So hey, some people checking in here. Got 16 watching live. If you're watching later, I want you to do a favor. I didn't drop because I'm on a PC here and I can't easily switch to my Apple Music. I should have figured that out. Do me a favor. Our friend, you see my hat I'm wearing, the wonderful, lovely, witchy DJ Bruja, Dorina, has released her first official single. Now, she scored short films and stuff out there. Her music might have been out there in other ways. But she's one of my favorite people, and she's been working really hard when she can, because we don't have the money to just go at a studio and record 6 weeks straight. She has been hacking this music out of the wilderness over the course of months, going to the studio here when she can afford, going over there when her Patreon people get behind her and she can go book studio time. And her first single of a larger project is released late last night. It is on any of the places you get your music, okay? And it is Sueño Americano. I'm saying that in the most white way possible. But let me get it up here on my old...
I did sit here waiting very patiently for you to say the song name. That's what I was eager.
Americano.
Sueño Americano.
Yeah.
Sueño.
Very sábado gigante of me. I couldn't be more proud of Darina. I couldn't be more proud of just an artist putting work out there, and I couldn't be more proud of Darina staying true to who she always has been. She's a multifaceted person. I love her dearly, but she put all of her political oomph into this song. So listen to it on your streaming service of choice. But I'm asking the Anytime audience, the people that are here and the people that are watching later, support this artist by going to a place where you could purchase the music. I went to iTunes, Apple. You might not like Tim Cook and Apple. She doesn't either.
There's also Bandcamp as an option as well.
I think so. Darina's here. You can confirm it's on Bandcamp. Maybe Darina drop any links to Darina in chat. It's 99 cents price to go. If you can. Tough times. 99 cents is 99 cents. But if you can, purchase the music today. So we can help support a wonderful artist and a great person who's really putting a good thing out there. And I can't wait. We shot yesterday. I'm going to be in my second music video of my life, and I'm proud to say it's for Darina's song. So there you go.
I saw some of that. I saw you on set. I was very excited about it. Mostly because I knew that your options for the week were jury duty or being in a music video, and I'm glad that it worked out the way that it did. But also, it looks cool. The song is great, by the way. I've already listened to it. You've already listened to it. It's so much fun. It does make me want to rage dance against the machine.
Right.
You get to hear Darina, amongst many great points in the song, make a point that made me laugh with what's been in the news of, you got your independence from the British and you thought that would make you free. I'm paraphrasing, and just thinking about the news in Britain right now. It's like, yeah, we are still very deeply connected and no one is free. Great track. Really excited for the full album. The whole aesthetic of it too. Everybody that's involved with the photo shoot for it. It looks awesome. Yeah. Huge.
Yeah. So shout out, and Darina's here. She's saying kind things about they stuffed my fat body into a suit. And I play a bloated, rich executive in this music video. It's type to cast, Alden. Cast to type to cast.
So now that means that 2 people over the last calendar year have had projects where you have played just like the worst guys.
Yeah, that's generally what I get.
You're in a film as a conspiracy nut, and now you're a bloated exec.
Oh, you talk about Cade's movie, yes, which comes out on DVD. We got to get Cade on here. Yeah, Cade's movie, Quarter Life Crisis. I played a Jordan Peterson type, Dr. Luke Harrison, and I still think people think it's real. I don't know what that says about me. Anyways, I'm not gonna kiss Darina's ass anymore. All right, but no, I absolutely love Darina, and I'm so proud of her. So please support the music and purchase the music when you can. A stream is great. Put it on repeat. In fact, one suggestion. All right, Darina's not suggesting this. If you do listen to like a Spotify or a Tidal or whatever it is, just put the song on, put it on repeat. And then walk away from your computer and forget about it for 9 hours. Because it works.
Look, people, I'm not speaking for Darina on this, but in general, I've seen people with shows on Netflix talk about that. I've talked to our friend Jamie Stangroom a while back. And Jamie was telling me, this was a few years ago, but he was like, look, man, even if you don't have time to watch your friend's stuff because you're all busy and there's a lot of you in this Star Wars, he's like, you should all open up tabs, mute the tabs, and let each other's stuff run, because a click doesn't matter anymore. It has to be a full run.
It's runtime. Yeah, it's runtime.
Yeah.
He is right. He was right. So, anyways, all right, Alden, we're gonna. First of all, I'm glad to be here. We've been having those technical problems lately, and we solved it currently in the most simplest way imaginable. We refreshed our screens and it fixed everything.
We blew on it.
Yeah.
We blew on it, and that's about it.
Yep. So we're here as best we can.
But even as we're saying that, a little bit of a delay is setting in.
It is. I see that now. I feel that now. Maybe. I can't. So here's the problem. I can't refresh because you're not admin anymore. You can refresh, and we'll see if it fixes it.
Yes. Let's try it.
Okay. You refresh. Alden's going to refresh. We're here. Addie, Dr. Addie, our resident professor of smart things. I accidentally did that with Force Center earlier this week. I started the YouTube video and then fell asleep. It works. For the Moon Agers, our bass player and producer and creative genius, Sean Arnold, had one of our songs on, took a nap, and he woke up 6 hours later. And one of our Moon Agers song had like 600 listens. So it's great. It works. It absolutely works. So we're waiting for Alden to come back in. We've been going great. We had a great casualty talk this week where the technical problems between us were gone. And now let's see. All right. He's back, baby. He's back. How we doing?
Seems normal.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, we'll run with it.
This is an unserious website, by the way. Just to further demonstrate shitification. We are now at the point where it's just like, hey, we're losing you. Can you just like refresh? You know, it's unstable because we need to generate, AI. So
yeah,
very fun.
Yeah, indeed,
very fun.
But how are you? And let's talk aliens.
Yeah. So we talked yesterday, and we talk about the topics that we do on the show, and it was a very quick and easy conversation. But I was just like, do you have something that you've been like wanting to get into, or something that you didn't like? That like just came up or whatever, and immediately there was this that had come across your desk and Pete Hegseth's desk.
Yes,
and it ties in two stories: a tale of two presidents and some aliens. And the beginning of this is that Barack Obama, on the podcast media circuit, amongst many things that he was discussing, came out firmly as a personal alien believer, but then clarified there are no things at Area 51, so he says, and then added, and unless they're keeping something from the presidents, I don't know anything.
Right.
And then to distract from things that he has been completely cleared of, this guy comes in and directs the Pentagon to release everything. What everything means, probably nothing. Like, again, they just say things. So do I think this will actually happen? No. If it does, it'll come out all redacted the same way other things have come out. But it was an interesting place to start because I didn't know that he had done that order. You told me about it. But then I go on Blue Sky and I'm promoting this episode. And then you go on there and you're taking the non-believer stance, which I did not expect. And so now I'm just... Why? Why?
So yesterday, this news, the news that the Orange Fuhrer directed the Pentagon and the Secretary of War, which is a name he prefers to be called. It's not his other actual official title. So I guess we can just describe people as they want to be described. I guess that's a thing. But he described So Trump that broke last night. And Steve and I talked about it, and I ranted a bit here. So I'm going to say a little bit, but I want to hear from you, Alden. Okay. I want to hear from you because I have ranted about this before. I don't believe in aliens. I don't believe in aliens, but I'm going to head everything off at the past as best I can. When I say that, often what comes back to me is it's very arrogant for us as humans to believe we're the only one. And I keep saying, please listen to me. I'm not even playing a character right now. Please listen to me. I don't say it as from an arrogant point of view. I say it from that's pretty scary that lowly us is the only one, and that means we need to do something with it. I say that from my knees, prostrate before everyone. I don't say it from we're the only good ones. I'm saying that's my philosophy on it. Now, could there be, this is something I repeat a lot too, could there be a bloopy bloppy life form somewhere on some planets? Yes. And that's probably true. And there could be science behind that. George Lucas believes it. James Cameron believes that. Okay. Yes, I got it. That could be it. But when people hear this, that's not what they're talking about. And that's not what they're thinking about. They are thinking about little things with dealy doppers, the Greys coming to Earth here, coming in their ships, world domination, War of the Worlds shit, take me to your leader, and none of that is true. And even if it is true, Alden, we'll never know. So my point holds on my point remains of we better do something with the small little life we have now because we're it. That's my overall thought. I pitch to you. Why do you believe?
Well, can I ask a couple follow-up questions? I mean, I kind of have to.
Yeah, you kind of have to.
Journalistically, I have to. So my first follow-up question is just a clarification on your POV, because I understand it, but I just want to know how you arrived at it.
Sure.
On the flip, it's not the arrogance, it's the, well, if it's on us, then that has to mean something, and we have to do something with it, and I think there's positivity there. Sure. But how did you arrive at that specifically? Like, how did you arrive at even the positive version of We're Alone?
Two things. I've been fascinated by this stuff for a long time, right? Do you have a UFO story or a ghost story? Yeah. I want to hear it. Yeah. I love it. I love that shit. I've always loved that shit. And I don't care if you believe it was demons or angels. I don't care if you got some weird story you can't explain. I want to hear it. There's stuff like that happens, okay? I have heard of that stuff. I love it. The supernatural, whether it exists or not, let's talk about it. What changed for me over the course of my life, I was like, yes, but there's nothing there. Independence Day was a great movie. There's nothing. There's no one that has come out. To keep anyone secret, and the Bob Lazars of the world, and Jeremy Corbell and George Knapp and all these folks, and the same 20 people that are selling the same grift, like even beyond that, no one has come out and been like, I got photos, right? It can never be proved. And I spent a year working for a website, a YouTube channel, which my job was to research all the greatest conspiracy theories and find information on them to debunk them. Every one of them is debunkable. Yeah. Every one of them is debunkable. There is no Tic Tac video of aliens. That is a plane. There is this. It is all this. Go to Metabunk, Mick West's channel. The dude calmly, methodically, and with no passion debunks everything, not just going, oh, that's a plane, going, I found the specific plane. Here it is, because there's all these resources, you can track planes and stuff. I found it. And so if it happens, yes, it'll be earth-shattering, but I just don't think that exists anymore. I don't think that ever existed. And in debunking conspiracy theories and spending a lot of time, we've talked about it here, we have some people in chat, MK Ultra is not a conspiracy theory, it was a clandestine project. There's that kind of stuff. And when you get to the bottom of most conspiracy theories, especially the very highly supernatural, they are rooted in a lot of isms, racism, anti-Semitism. They're also rooted in a lot of religious extremism. Yes. The Jersey Devil is based off of people, including Benjamin Franklin, trying to besmirch a preacher in a town in New Jersey. And the New Jersey Devil came out of this religious oppression. But it's this great story of this weird goat-like creature in the Jersey Badlands, So that's my take on it.
My follow-up question, and I want to acknowledge before I ask it, there is a smug, gotcha, petulant version of this question. I don't mean it in that way. I genuinely want to know, and I think you know what I'm going to ask. What is the difference for you between God and aliens in terms of their probability and likelihood of being a real thing?
I have more, I'll say the word evidence, but not evidence that would make Neil deGrasse Tyson happy. Right. Yeah, I've met Neil deGrasse. I've said this yesterday. I have met Neil deGrasse Tyson. I've talked with Neil deGrasse Tyson. I like Neil deGrasse Tyson overall. He's arrogant. He's kind of a prick, to be honest. Yeah. I talked to him at Comic-Con a couple years ago. I'm not a huge fan.
He's worn on me over the years.
But I like a lot of things he says. I've had more evidence that little miracles have happened in my life to make me think that there's something that might answer or something that might guide or something that might be there. I'm not saying that's 100% proof. If anything, nowadays I'm a theist, which generally speaking, there's a God, but we have no understanding or control of it. And that anyone who claims has just been working it for their own power. Not that even the Bible doesn't have good things in it, but like even that, you know what I mean? I have more proof of that than a haunted house or aliens at Area 51.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. So I have similar feelings about all of it, whether that's God, ghosts, aliens, which is that I come sort of from that. How could it be possible? That the Fermi paradox stuff, and how could we be this unique thing was sort of like my starting point with it. I also just think that, when you start to go down the roads of like what is observable, the ice on Mars, or like whatever road you want to take, the bacteria that's been on meteorites, it's just like there has to be, for me, just like by odds, is that now. No, I'm not saying sentience. I also think that's another thing. It's like, do I think that there's probably bacterias on lots of space rock? Probably. That counts. So then it's like, what are we talking about? Which is also a point that you already brought up, which is like, what conspiracy theorists believe is that the aliens that have been created for them already in their cultural memory, they're trying to reverse engineer evidence to create a narrative that would lead them to something that was shown to them by artists first, like a gray, or a little green man, or like whatever it is. Whatever it is out there is probably like, I think there's more likelihood that there are trees on a planet somewhere, and like that's alien life. So it's also the semantics of what do you mean. I in general am a person that's like, I do think that they're out there. My favorite explanation and of the many hypotheses for the Fermi paradox is the dark forest theory, the idea that there are lives out there, but why would they reveal themselves? Lest they risk their own destruction. Especially, it's like if we are observed, what has Earth ever shown except wanton destruction and blood? And so it's just and no respect for our own land. And it's like, why would they expose themselves to us? Like, we are, I'm not saying they're more advanced than us. Their level of it, it's not like, wow, look at those Neanderthals. I don't mean it that way. These aren't Vulcan. What I'm saying is whether they are lesser, whether it's lesser than us, equal to us, more advanced than us, regardless of what their status is, if they can observe us, what about us looks like a friend?
See, we're always thinking they're going to come conquer us. They might be like, dude, our cousins over in the other galaxy, stay the fuck away from them. We don't see them at Christmas.
It literally could be. If they're more advanced than us, then it's, wow, look at those primitives. If they're the same as us, then it's, oh my God, we might be at war with these freaks all the time. And if they're lesser than us, technologically speaking, then they'll turn us into slaves. And you know what? We would. And so that I'm a firm dark forest person, where there's nothing about humanity that has ever been welcoming except for like the existence of Guillermo del Toro. Nikki and I always say that, like, if we had to nominate one human being to speak to life in the event of a first contact situation, it really should be Guillermo del Toro. He would be our only chance to come off like a beautiful people.
I think that's right. And
that's
like I said,
my opening.
And here's the thing. I've had this conversation with other folks, and I want to go. Kingsford Cuss says agnostic. You mean? I do not mean agnostic. Agnostic loosely translates to anti-knowledge. You can talk to Matt Key about the more. I am more finding myself more aligned with theism, which is different than agnostic. I always and I say this. This is a jokes aside conversation. I sometimes play a bit of a character as a broadcaster, which does not mean I'm false. It just means I'm entertaining, because I don't do goddamn fucking live streams. Okay, everybody, I do shows.
You're not interacting with the chat enough. I'm sorry.
Hey guys, fuck those people. I've said this in my conversations in my real life, my past relationship. Like, I'm all ears. So, Orange Fuhrer, he could be the one to change my mind. You could say, we got it. We don't just have some grainy, copy of a photo from the dark side of the moon, which, by the way, a lot of those photos you see are literally copies of copies of copies. And it's a rock formation. and I did 2 long-form 40-page script videos on the moon. I can assure you, ain't nothing on the dark side of the moon we need to be worried about. But you could win me over, Alden. Like, there's things. Let me tell you a quick story. So my folks, I wouldn't call them. They probably, if there's anything supernatural, they would say it's aliens or demons, right? Sure. Which the late Democratic Senator Harry Reid is one of the ones who gave $20 million to Robert Bigelow to prove that there's aliens or angels and demons, so he can prove his Mormonism. That was Senator Harry Reid's reason for how he got involved in a lot of the Skinwalker Ranch stuff. Robert Bigelow and everything comes from Harry Reid going, can we prove that there's angels and demons and those are the aliens? Let's put some money into that. Our money went into that for years. My parents would be more in line with that. They have a story where one day they were in our house. I had moved out of the house. My sister and I don't have a close relationship. We're good now, but my sister's been at times had a troubled life. My mom and dad were in our house alone. My sister does not live with them. I do not live with them. And in separate rooms, both my parents at the same time heard my sister scream out, "Mom." They both came running. And it was in the house, and it was my sister's voice to them. I can't disprove it. I can't prove it. There's things like that. But beyond that, Alden, you'd have to show up and be like, hey, there's a ghost in my house. And here he is. His name's Bob.
Yeah.
That's what I need.
Can I share the closest thing I have to that in my life? So my ex is from the bayou of Louisiana. That's where her family is.
Come on, man, sing around and alligator come around here and give beignets, man.
Dude, it's thicker than that. Like I'm talking like water boy, like little fire another day. I'm talking like those people. And all the houses on this road were built by her great grandfather and his brothers, whatever. So it's like it's been the family's little turf for the longest. No worries, y'all. I did look into the history. It's all clear. Those are houses you can chill at. But I, was there for one of the Christmases. I'm standing with my back to the front door, and on my right is where you go that leads you into the kitchen, and everywhere else to my left there is a den with no way out. It's just where I am. There's no one in this den. That's where the Christmas tree is and the fireplace and everything. One way in, one way out, period. And I swear on my life, I saw a man walk from one corner of the room to the other corner of the room. Older white guy in a button-down shirt. And I saw him, and I looked, and I went like this, and I went to my ex-girlfriend, and I was like, did I see it? And she was like, you should ask my grandma. She'd probably know. I go over to her. I talk to her. I'm like, has anyone ever seen anything? And she was like, oh, that was probably my father. And I was like, what? And she was like, yeah, you see him sometimes. You see him over here. You see him over there. I was like, this is bananas. And so that's the closest that I had to that, where it was just like, I saw it and somebody else casually was like, yeah, he just exists here. And then I was like, okay, like, cool.
No,
so with that, it's like, I tie it back in aliens, and I'm like, it doesn't sound more or less ridiculous to me,
Yeah. Like I said, I remain open because it would be cool. Yeah. I hate the man, but if he goes to the State of the Union, which, by the way, Steve and I talked about this on the Blathering. I want to talk about it. I don't think he makes it through the State of the Union. Not saying harm. I'm saying he collapses, falls, shits his pants, or someone has to pull him off stage because he won't stop talking.
Ken, once again, we're in complete lockstep. Ken, I texted several of the people that the guys, and I was like, I'll never ask for anything again. I'll never ask for, I'm saying it on video, as God and Xenu and ET as my witness, I will never ask for anything again if it can finally happen during the State of the Union. I will shut up forever. Everyone who hates me online, I'll shut up forever. Please let it happen.
All those Star Wars podcasters that hate you for your definition of the word book. This is Alden will shut up. Alden will shut up.
I'll listen to all their shows. I'll watch Grogu on Hot Ones. Please.
I just think I think even from where we were when he took office, what, a year ago now, over a year ago, we are farther down the path. And so, but I hope in the middle of all this, you see him the other day, he was talking just like yesterday or something. I saw a clip on, I've had it, the great YouTube channel. Sorry, my breakfast burrito just got me. That was disgusting.
The aliens.
Aliens. I'm possessed. He was like going off a tangent on like not liking handsome young men. It was like he's got to do something like that this time around, and I don't think he can physically stand that long. He doesn't golf anymore. He's out. He has like 2 events per day at the White House. He doesn't emerge till the afternoon.
Yeah,
they're gonna and everyone and I think it's fair if you want to make the Biden was hopped up on goofball jokes at the one State of the Union. Yeah, great. They got the good stuff. They got the good stuff there. They got the Major League Baseball has the clubhouse coffee. Don't have the clubhouse coffee because it's full of greenies, full of amphetamines. Right? I got it. But I think it's that side. But if in the middle of this, Alden. By the way, I love this conversation today. In the middle of this, if he goes, and guess what? There's an alien team down the lane. In fact, everyone, let's bring him out. Here's Carl the alien. I'll be the first thing like, all right, I was wrong. I was wrong the entire time. Yeah. I was wrong. I'm ready for it.
Now, this is just more of a nerdier take. What is a preferred, by the way, can you pull up Steve's comment real quick? This is one of the most evil things I've ever read.
Monkey paw.
It happens. It being, you know what, but all the killing AI generated content. Steve, I love it. It's almost like you got me at a loss, man. I really am. I gotta wait. I gotta speak to my own soul about this for a while. I'll get back to you. Back to you. What is a preferred situation for you? And what I mean by that is more broader and like contextual. Like I'm not saying like which of the fictional alien species would you want to meet, because the answer should be Ewok, and if it's not, what's wrong with you?
Or Gungan.
But Gungans would be great to make first contact with because they would throw a party, I assume. But what are you thinking? Like what version of that do you think is most likely to actually be? Like just some like a traveler that just got stuck here, or like
again, I'm doing a great advertisement for the Blathering. Please, everyone who hasn't watched Blathering, I'm trying to grow my goddamn empire so I can give Alden some food money. God damn it, everybody. Like and subscribe. I think I do believe in, I'm not the first to joke about this. I'm not the first to say this. I think if there are people that land here, there's 2 schools of thought I have. I think there's there's the dumb drunk aliens that like are turning left at Greenland and getting here, and we shouldn't look at them as the paragon of hyper intelligent advanced beings. They're probably the drunk guys at the end of the bar. And then also I think there's a reason that historically a lot of alien sightings, particularly in our country, are from those that we make fun of. I do it too. An alien came and I saw an alien. We make fun of it because that is what we often do to people we deem lesser than us, and I'm guilty of it. Okay, I'm sorry, but if an alien comes to Earth, would he rather go to the farmer's market in Hollywood and 3rd and Fairfax and watch a bunch of wannabe screenwriters sip lattes and talk about the world? Or would he rather go to a farmer at 4 a.m. who's like up and tending cattle that the aliens want anyways? And maybe the aliens would be like, all right, this is who we want to hang out with. So those are the kind of 2. And I think those are along the lines of the Greys, or maybe like, elongated heads, 3 eyes, maybe a long mouth, a fang, maybe 3 hands. I don't know. I'm thinking some kind of creation we haven't thought of before.
Now, where do you come down on the sort of like
this is the greatest conversation we've ever had.
Where do you come down on what I call the George trolling Steven of it all, where it's like these aren't actually aliens, they're interdimensional beings, like Bigfoot. And that was okay.
A lot of people, but you have not spent time in the Bigfoot lore, have you?
Yeah.
It's okay.
I don't like feet on hot people, let alone on whatever is.
Wait.
Let alone on Bigfoot. I don't.
So when you're courting someone, And you, if I'm correct me if I'm wrong, generally pursue women, right?
Correct.
You want them to keep their shoes on?
It's not that they need to be on, but it's just like people that are like, oh, let me get all. No,
okay,
let's not do that.
I'm not. I get. I understand.
And I know we're not supposed to shame people for that, but I get it. I'm not shaming you if you like feet. I'm saying I don't.
No. Yeah, no, I get you.
I know we have to clarify that on the internet sometimes because people think everything's an attack. It's not an attack. Foot fetish folks, let it fly. Big foot fetish folks, let it fly.
Let's not get to the blue sky liberals today. I'll offend more people.
Blue sky slur, blue sky pejorative.
Yes, because we all know, we all goddamn know, we all know, and we don't want to face ourselves. Okay,
I call them the student government.
Neil Brennan was right when he did that clip the other day. He was right, and everyone tried to bring him down. I'm sorry, I'll defend him and Mark Maron's bit on annoying everyone into fascism, but that's a different conversation. We're talking about you and Bigfoot. Are you not aware that many people believe Bigfoot is a interdimensional being?
All jokes aside, I was not aware of that. I always thought that most people thought that he was just his own creature or the missing link. I did not know about the.
Many people do.
Okay.
As a lot of people know, I went through a recent change in my life. So many of the last years was spent with someone who was obsessed with this world, and I was too. I think it's great because, again, I want to see it. But even now in 2026, with drones and this and that, and we can, Ukraine can use drones to take out a field thousands of miles away or 100 miles away, and all this stuff. AI can find your dogs for you. That went well. We can't find anything more than grainy, distant footage of Bigfoot, right? And yes, the forests are big and wide. I get it. But a lot of people believe that Bigfoot travels interdimensionally, and that's interesting. But it makes me real. Oh, so the moment you're close to finding evidence, it vanishes, and that's all. Every time they're like, it vanished, interdimensional being. That or you didn't get the footage.
Wasn't there also, and someone, if you know more about this, please drop information in the comments. But wasn't there like a longtime Nessie hunter recently that finally was like, after his career of searching, was like, nah, she ain't that.
Yes.
Like he finally tapped out.
Yeah.
Like at least that person had like the honor to just tap and not make something up. Like she must be interdimensional.
Yeah. And that's all I'm saying. Evidence in front of me, if you got it, I want to see it.
I haven't gotten any action recently because my type of woman, they're interdimensional. So that just makes it more difficult to secure one.
Same.
Interdimensional hotties.
That's interdimensional hotties. You got to work that into a bit. Yeah, fly you out we'll get you out of Burbank. I'll put you 5 minutes on a show with me. Interdimensional hotties.
Interdimensional goth girl.
Yeah. That's the new my girlfriend's from Canada, huh? My girlfriend's an interdimensional being. She's not here right now. Add that to your bit. Add that to your bit.
God, that's funny. Okay, but like to bring back to your point, it is that logic, right? Like that is such wussy logic. And the other thing that they don't, maybe they do. I was about to say they don't unpack this. Maybe they do. But like, what that presents though is an inherent next question that kind of like makes the Bigfoot thing an even larger thing about all possible cryptids in general, which is like if Bigfoot was an interdimensional being. Sentences that I just did not expect to ever say.
When you and I started Anytime, we thought it would lead to this. This is the moment it led to.
I guess that's kind of like the end game of the whole situation. Yep. So by the way, there's a great Osvetnik comment here. Jan's interdimensional hottie, George Glass. That is next level referencing right there. Again, next level. If Bigfoot was interdimensional, my gut question is this. Does that mean that the species that Bigfoot belongs to, whether this is an individual creature or a species of many,
Mhm.
has the inherent biological ability to move between the dimensions, and that's just a thing that it can do even at ape level sentience. So it's like imagine like if right before
Right.
getting shot, Harambe just phased out of our dimension into another and avoided the bullet. Like, even though the intelligence is still that of an
Okay.
ape. Or does this mean that the Bigfoots are so advanced that they are essentially doing Doctor Who level shit, and that they have tech that is doing it? Because those are completely different things.
Completely different
A gorilla that can naturally exist in 2 different dimensions is bananas. But a gorilla who's like, the humans with their drones, beep, boop, boop, boop. Like, that is a different thing entirely.
Right. I'm with you. And but by the way, I want both to be true. I know there's people sometimes I sometimes get people upset at me because even yesterday in the blather, and I was like, you all think I'm crazy for the one not being crazy enough to be an alien. I feel like Michael Douglas at the end of Falling Down. I'm the bad guy. Yeah. I'm the bad guy. You think there's actually things in Area 51? We know what it was. It's pretty clear what it is. Also, Roswell might have been a thing from Stalin to scare Americans because he loved doing that shit. There's a whole thing there. Read Annie Jacobson's book. But like, and also the Roswell thing, we know the program of the balloons. It was a post World War II, early Cold War era program. They weren't weather balloons. They were like fucking the Russians might bomb us balloons. Like, it's a whole real project. So and that they wouldn't want anyone to fucking find out about, namely the Russians. So they fucking lied. Yeah, they lied about Roswell because not because they're aliens, but be like, shit, Stalin and his team might find about our anti-fucking Russian balloons.
In Crystal Skull, is the implication that the gray body is from Roswell, right?
Yes.
Like the one that they had, the one that they already have before the movie starts. Is
before the movie starts,
Roswell. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
I believe so. It's been a bit, but yeah. That's part of the fun of that wonderful movie
that
I enjoy.
To me, by the way.
Yeah.
That's canon to me. Like, if people are like, what's it like? If I flip the question on myself and they're Alden, what do you want to actually? That's what I want. I want them to reveal that academics and people after Roswell did fight Cate Blanchett. Like, that, I want that is ideal to me. And also Crystal Skull. Yeah, this is not a movie podcast, but not for nothing. Okay, I'm glad this came up. This came up. So if you follow me on Letterboxd, which everybody
I don't,
should.
but
and Ken, you don't have one. We got to get you on there. We got to get you. Darina's on there. I'm on there. Everyone's on there.
Is April on there?
I don't know. Is she? Let's find out.
I'll ask.
So Crystal Skull. The last time, and I'm about to take a direct shot at all of Gen X. So if you're in Gen X and you're listening, this is about you. It blows my mind. It blows my mind that you were ever upset about this movie. And this is what I wrote the last time I watched it back in June. It'll always be hilarious to consider the fact that this movie made people angry. Let's think about it. Legions of Gen Xers seething in 2008 because they were convinced that the big swings here were any sillier than the plot beats in the originals. Somehow, this sci-fi was too far. Not Judeo-Christian mythology, not voodoo, not mind control, not a knight that lives forever. Just this stuff. Someone explain that to me. Not to open up wounds.
I agree.
But just someone please explain this.
I agree. I agree.
Because it is relevant to our conversation.
No, I agree. And Dave McKay's right. I don't watch movies. But no, I agree. I'm going to see a movie. I'm going to see a movie Saturday. Okay, Alden and David. I agree, and I don't want to get into the larger conversation because also I acknowledge that, not all movies are perfect and big swings don't always work, and there's things in Crystal Skull that I understand, especially maybe some of the look of it. I get it. And we can have a conversation about 2008 IP, which is a different era than 2010, 11, 12 going forward IP. Sometimes we just didn't know what to do with it. It was a different vibe, and it's on a psychological level. It is a complete misreading of art, but a complete misreading of how to take it in, process it, and enjoy it. And also just this own kind of plausible deniability we all kind of give ourselves of what things were and what worked in the past. Look, Raiders is a different movie than the other two in the 80s. because it was presented a little different, and Temple Doom becomes a little more Saturday morning serial and over the top, and Last Crusade is over the top too as well. And I love Last Crusade, is probably my favorite to watch. But we hold on to what we think those things were, and then we just show up. It's Yoda and Luke in the cave. What's in there? Only what you take with you. And I would not sit here and try to tell you that Kingdom of Crystal Skull is a better movie than Raiders of the Lost Ark or even Last Crusade. I would put it on par with Temple of Doom. And as you know, and I love Dial of Destiny. Not saying everything about it's perfect. I love what Dial of Destiny was saying.
Yes.
And I think what it was saying was important about the men in power trying to control the past and not letting go and all those things, blah, 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 and aging and everything. Legacy. Who are we without others to tell our history, blah, 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 and who am I in the stories? But Kingdom of Crystal Skull has some of the most important theme work for about what is coming. What was coming in our country, what was maybe already present in our country, about who you are being redefined, sometimes by your choice or sometimes by circumstances, and you having to find new you beyond that. All right. Indiana Jones becomes a father. He becomes a husband. His first love returns. There's that. American 1950s, him and Jim Broadbent have this great conversation about hysteria in academia and all this stuff. And it is what the 1950s were. We won the war. We get to build this great world, this utopia, and we fucked it up. We had a chance to redefine ourselves, and we fucking blew that. And then the quest for knowledge and everything going on the Camp Bloodshed. You said this is not a movie podcast. But you're not gonna take that in a movie theater in 2008 because we Gen X weren't trained for that. We weren't trained for that. We were trained that all this art. Remember, and this is my defense of Gen X, though I go at them a lot. You know that we were sitting in the theaters in the 80s, living up that Amblin era, and then when it started to come to a close, everyone around us who was older said, "Put the childish things away." Put the childish things away. Now, maturity and growth is important, but put the childish things away. None of that has meaning. It's time for you to go be real. And we're still battling that. And Joseph and I and Jennifer fight that all the time in Star Wars. You are in a different generation that you understand that this pop culture is culture. It is our art. It did form us. X-Men was about civil rights. Star Trek was woke from the beginning. Like all that stuff we're battling now. Bruce Springsteen wasn't praising you in the United States of America. But we were specifically told it has no meaning, and so it became easier to own the art. We want to always be above the art. Digital media discussion was born out of a lot of people, some of which I was a part of and worked on. We wanted to be above it and not in it and learning by it. I didn't even know how I got on this rant. I wanted to talk about Bigfoot.
No, it was a great rant. It was a great rant. I'll make it relevant. Don't worry. I'll make it relevant. One of my only real skills in this world. I don't have a lot of skills, y'all. I can't fix things. I can't cook. I don't have a lot of skills. One of my only real skills is that I will never let a tangent go unaddressed. And it will, and that we will always tie them in. This is relevant because how is this not like inherently intertwined with the literacy issue that enables a culture, that enables a president to be able to do what we're talking about? It is the same thing. Don't take this seriously. Don't worry about it. Whatever. Then it's like, okay, well, we're not digging deeper. Just today, there's legislation that they're trying to get through in the state Senate of New Hampshire. Let me fact check myself because I said New Hampshire, and just in case it's not New Hampshire, I don't want to besmirch them. It is New Hampshire. The New Hampshire House passed a bill that would outlaw the dialectical method in public schools. Some of you might be thinking, what's the dialectical method? I'm glad you asked. The dialectical method is just the analysis of like the logical connections between things. That's it. You know what a dialectical analysis is? Every episode of Force Center ever made. You guys do dialectical journaling verbally. It's what we were taught in college level English. That is, language and composition, rhetoric, rhetorical analysis. That's if you've ever been like, why is he passed the lightsaber down to his son, like, and you've had a discussion about that, that's dialectical analysis. So they passed a bill that's going to ban that. So you're banning English class is what you're saying. And obviously it's silly and this can't work, and they'll find that out. Because the quote tweet that I shared is, Bold move by the New Hampshire House. I wonder what kind of response it might prompt and how the situation might develop as a consequence of the interaction between these forces. Yeah, it's yeah. So it's like it does matter. Like I joked when I was bringing it up, obviously, because Indiana Jones. I know it's not serious, but it's like it is the vitriol of like this is different and it sucks and it has no place in this and it doesn't even fit and it's stupid and they ruined it and everything. And yet now we're like for those next two movies, you don't have to like them, but it's like they were consistent in what they were talking about. Of that is an overarching theme in a lot of fiction, but particularly for Indy, is that he is an academic that is constantly at odds with his field, constantly at odds with the expectations that are on him. The point that you're talking about in Skull, when they're dealing with aliens and they're dealing with their government, the government does not respect even what he has given them, and they have to be checked on that. Like, show this man some respect. He's a colonel. Like, he fought for like where we're at right now. And the old guard also notably is dead. The people that fostered a genuine want and passion for knowing things, because it's good to know them and it's good to know about other cultures. It's good to be able to count in Greek. It's good to be able to do these things. But Brody and Senior are dead. And Indy suddenly is old, and he has an up and coming generation, many of them suits that would become, these satanic panic losers later on. They're telling him, "Oh, you're reading too much into it, Dr. Jones." Blah blah blah, and that I think is extremely relevant, because you can't take something like Trump being like, "We're going to declassify this" at face value unless you don't have the media literacy to understand that while. Right. It's kind of a walking and chewing bubblegum thing, right? Like, it's holding two thoughts in your head, something we talk about a lot on this show. While I do think that there probably is something, do I think he is the hands to deliver it? No. And then why would he want to distract from the fact that he is a criminal? And we know he is. It's not up for debate. He is. So it's just like, they're taking something that is a long built up societal want. It's exciting. And they're going to use that as the new thing. Aliens to them as a concept has just as much importance from their POV as Venezuela. Venezuelan lives to them are also just a concept. Palestinian kids are also just a concept. Right. And they'll shift them all around in whatever order they need to. So that way they can kill Cuban people and help Israel.
Next up.
And there we go.
No, I agree. I agree with you on a big level there, and I don't have the brain power to fully explain it sometimes. I am the dumb guy at the end of the bar, but like, it all matters. This is why I have had friendships affected by how people discuss shows, not whether or not you like them or not, not whether you love season 8 or love Last Jedi or not. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about when you look at a scene and you misread. Why Jon Snow is there with a sword by himself. When you misread that and then take the inspiration from your misreading and make it your philosophy, and in some cases try to make it legislation, that's a problem, right? That is a big problem. We got to Trump in a lot of ways, from Reagan on down to Nixon on down. But I always joke, from freedom fries to Trump is a through line. It's a through line, and it has a lot to do with what you're talking about and why we are where we are. I'm just a guy talking about comic booklets, these comical booklets, Smithers, and space movies.
It really be like that, man. My last question on the aliens thing, and then we can do some quick Q&A, wrap up, look at the chat. We discussed there, both in our life experiences, in our beliefs about what the alien situation is, and in our Indiana Jones tangent, the clashing plausibility and in the differing, like, I believe this, but I don't believe this, I do this, not this, of spiritual and the scientific, the alien, the magical, the God, or the little green man, all that. And I'm asking you, would you rather live in a world where voodoo and ghosts and spirits get confirmed and they're just out there, you now live in Ghostbusters, and you might have to like it is now 100% real that somebody could make a Ken Napzok voodoo doll and do you harm, or do you want to live in a world where the opposite happens and the aliens are 100% confirmed? They can come here whenever they want.
I want the spiritual
magic
side.
Or aliens.
I want the spiritual side.
You'll take ghosts.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. The ghosts who walk. I want that. I'd love to feel I'm connected. And I'm not belittling those who feel they've had those kind of connections to dead relatives. The story you're telling, like, I'm not my uncle, who I love dearly, passed away in 2012. I ain't heard a peep. You know what I mean? I ain't heard a peep. I'd love that. I'd love that. I'd love to live in that world. I'd love to live in that world where some of the stories are true in that side. The aliens, and here's my thing too on that. I don't believe aliens, as people believe this conversation we had, are real. But also, if they are, we'll never know. And so therefore it's kind of the same, and we can function like that. But I would love that. I would love to have some sort of explanation. Again, like I've had little things that I can't explain. Including one night bawling my fucking eyes out because the next day I needed $3,000 to pay rent, and I was like, God, I don't have it. And I got out of the shower with tears down my face, and my publisher sent me $3,000. I got an email notification when I got out of the shower. And it was an error. Their computer did it by accident. And I got the money. I can't explain that. I don't know what that means. It might mean nothing. It might be coincidence. It's chaos. It's nothing. Or it might mean everything. I don't know. I'm not laying claim on either side of it. I'm just saying that stuff has happened more than, look, up in the sky, it's an alien ship. Oh, actually, Mick West just proved that it's a American Airlines flight NZ77124. Like that happens more than explanations for this.
Well, to invoke BBC Sherlock,
it means you should take a shower more often.
That is what that means. Every time that you hit bottom, you need to go pray in the shower. No, man. I mean, what you just said there reminds me of the line of in BBC Sherlock, which I still love, which is a coincidence. The universe is rarely so lazy. Like, it's like sometimes it's like, what are the odds of that? Like, the odds are so minuscule. So like percent of a percent that something like that can ever happen, that it does. Yeah. And I also, for the record, would also choose the magical stuff. I've always wanted magic and spirits and ghosts and voodoo and spells and all that to be real. I've wanted that since as early as I could understand what fantasy was. When I was in middle school and high school, I would read up on like Crowley and like when Grant Morrison, who people in the chat I'm sure know, Grant, they wrote a lot of the Marvel and DC, and they are a big practitioner of chaos magic and all that stuff. And they explained how to do a spell once, and I tried to do it. Like I was in. So I've been waiting for that stuff to be real. But I will also say I will take the aliens. Did you see the Steven Spielberg thing that's been going around about E.T. and how E.T. shits?
No,
not joking. He addressed this apparently. So Timothée Chalamet on the Best Actor tour that he's been on for Marty Supreme said that Josh Safdie, one of the Safdie brothers, director of the film, met Spielberg at something and like was like, Steven Spielberg, how does E.T. shit? And then Spielberg apparently totally seriously was like, well, I mean, like he is like more of a plant, right? So it would kind of, I guess, be more of like a nutrients bait. Like he like gave like a real explanation. And then I guess the next time they saw him, Josh Safdie, according to Chalamet, was like, hey, Steven, he's a plant. E.T.'s a plant. So if you ever wanted to know,
I love that.
Canonically, there you go.
I love that. I love that. Spielberg's all in, and I think people know that. I know his Disclosure movie's coming out, and Close Encounters. He had. We always talk about it. He had one of the consultant on it is one of the great UFO grifters of all time. And Spielberg worked closely with them here, so I'm fascinated by Spielberg's. Spielberg's got some things about him that people don't know. I'll say that. DJ Bruja is still here. She's not a Marty Supreme mention.
I actually still haven't seen it, 3 I had no stake in the Marty battle, but the thing that also cracks me up about this, and I had to explain this the other day to my mother and my sister because I just didn't know that these people were real. We talk a lot about like, what do you believe? What do you believe? And we've explored a lot of them today. The flip of that is, what don't you believe? And I just want to say, this is not a shot. If you're a believer in God, more power to you. That's awesome. I hope it enriches your life and makes everything beautiful and colorful. But there are some of you that don't think that the dinosaurs that were actually here, and that has to stop. We have to stop with the anti-dinosaur bullshit. We have to stop with it.
My favorite
that to me is some of the most like anti-thought stuff that has been allowed to just happen. We allow those people to just like this is not opinions, man. Like this is not opinion based, and they're just like now. It's crazy.
I'm with you, but being raised in that environment, I wasn't raised that dinosaurs are fake or dinosaurs were put there by Satan. You know, the concept of Satan is more fake than dinosaurs, as we know, and most of the lore comes from a 17th century poem that's not even in the Bible, blah, blah, blah. I'm not an expert in that. You can listen to those that are. But I know what you mean. And because you're not raised to challenge. You're not raised to, when facts are presented, it doesn't even undercut things. That's why I say I'm more leaning towards theism, because of some of the things in my life, and there's something I can't explain, but I don't think we have a grasp or control of it. It's not that I think any Bible or any religious text doesn't contain valuable lessons or anything. Clearly, one side's not listening to them. But you can't deny that, the book of Revelation wasn't always the ending. It was added, it was moved there later. You can't deny that First Timothy was not written by Paul. It was discovered that there was a ghostwriter or a fake writer, someone claiming him, and there's actually documents in church history of someone going, hey, everybody, this isn't Paul's work. We're going to run with this? We're running with this, just making sure. And there's that kind of stuff that I think is not encouraged to be addressed, and that New Hampshire law that you just read has to do with that stuff as well.
Yeah, it's crazy. I just want to confirm for everybody one more time, there were dinosaurs, and as Steve is pointing out here, they were woke. I'm confirming that as well. The dinosaurs, not only were they woke, the family from Dinosaurs the sitcom, they were real too. That is awesome. Baby Sinclair, they were all real.
One of the greatest endings of a television show of all time.
First of all, yes. Will Baby Sinclair ever get his rights? Not his rights, but I guess like his flowers for paving the way for Grogu. They really just deleted Baby Sinclair from
not the mama.
History.
Maybe that's Grogu's first words at the end of Mandalorian Grogu. Not the mama. Maybe that's what it is.
Not the mama. That's how he's communicating to Din that there's still a beautiful single mom waiting for him.
Yes,
from season 1. That
or based on recent revelations, Din Djarin might find himself with a nice single dad.
You mean Cobb Vanth?
I'm not against it. Patty Boy does those questions. Has anyone ever met a dinosaur? And actually, at the LA Zoo, there is a weird ostrich-like creature that is very clearly a T-Rex with feathers. If you've ever been to the LA Zoo, it's up in the back. You've seen it.
Have I ever met a dinosaur? I got to be honest here, Patty Boy 9776. I desperately was trying to think of a punchline about like meeting an old person, but I couldn't decide on which old person to insult.
You could have just said me.
You weren't old enough. I was just like, I thought about it. That was low hanging fruit of like that. I hang out with Ken all the time. Oh, but I
am 6 weeks away from City.
I know. Then this show is going to be a 30-year-old and a 50-year-old. Oh my god.
Oh, you're already cooked.
You're
already
chopped,
cooked.
Unc. We're chopped.
All right.
Hello, love me some dinosaur wings with Parmesan garlic sauce. I mean, hey,
that'd be great. That'd be great.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Any last thoughts? Any last thing from the week besides Star Wars that you want to throw out was cool this week?
I highlight those who joined. So State of Union is next week, right?
Next Tuesday, I think. Yeah.
Next Tuesday. Mark my words. I'm not saying something related to death or a giant medical issue. Okay, and I don't. I think there's going to be something historic that we've never seen before in a State of the Union. I'm hoping it's defecation, noticeable defecation. And I said this on the blather yesterday.
That time where
yeah,
think
but not on this
happened.
level. Not on this level.
Yeah.
I'm thinking there's going to be undeniable proof of presidential defecation at the State of the Union address. And as I said on the blather yesterday, I'm going to put it in the record here. And Mike Johnson and J.D. Vance behind him are going to, in order to cover it, are going to shit their own pants. To they're going to Spartacus it.
Yeah.
Put that down in Kalshi. Put the bet down.
In Mean Girls, when they try to get Regina by cutting the holes out of her tank tops, and then all the girls start doing it like it's a trend.
Right.
Like they all just fall on the sword.
I am Spartacus.
Oh, man.
So that's my final. And then again, for those that joined, we got some more people now that weren't here at the start of the show. Our friend Darina, DJ Bruja, one of my favorite people on the planet, just released her first single. She's a very talented musician, scorer, composer, all those wonderful things. But here she laid down a track. She's singing. She's a great singer. Great message, as one would expect. Darina put her full political heart into the song. Sueño Americano, said the gringo. Get it, get it, and purchase it if you can. 99 cents price to go. If you can stream it, great. Put it on repeat. Whatever you can, but give it a purchase to help an independent artist. There you go. Your final thoughts.
My final thoughts. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. We'll be back next week. Casually Talk is been weekly throughout A Night of the Seven Kingdoms. That is Ken and I talking about Game of Thrones, and particularly the currently airing series. There will be one more of those. And then there's going to be some postseason coverage. So join us over there. That channel has honestly been kind of popping this season. People have been really enjoying those videos, which has been fun. And then we also have House of the Dragon coming in a few months. And so that channel is going to be pretty active. And then the last thing is that if you're joining us here live on the In a Galaxy Trivia tomorrow, I'm going to be defending a Star Wars Trivia Championship against Brennan Mystical Mar, who's here in the comments. I saw you in the comments say, Brennan, I know what you're doing. I know you're trying to get in my head. It's not going to work.
Oh, yeah. He gave a nice, generous super chat. Sorry, we should highlight super chats. Thank you, Brennan. If aliens exist, they're probably laughing at us right now. Yeah, I would agree with that. Maybe that's part of the fun. And Mr. Plume, go get some rest. Yes. I can't get some rest yet. We got live Force Center at 2 o'clock talking about the Grand Mando and Grogu trailer. So there we go. All right. Is that it?
We'll see you next
time. Is that it? Said it. We did it. We got through a wonderful episode. Thanks for listening, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. We'll see you again. Bye.